Hi everybody, I'm Jim Martin. I'm over here at my rigging warehouse. Going to show you around on my Santa Cruz G2. This is my personal boat, and I want to introduce to you how I've rigged this kayak up. I'm going to start with the hatch, forward hatch. The forward hatch, one of the things I'm doing this one a little different than the original G1 was I wanted to give it room to get your rods in when you're going in and out. If you got a buddy with you, you can probably get up front and stuff your rods down inside the kayak that way. It's big enough to actually get some of the longer heavy butt rods in there, the shorter ones going real easy. Let me show you a little bit around inside of the hatch. This is how I've got this rigged. It's a little customized transducer tube. Comes up. The transducer is mounted down below, and there's a recessed space in there for that. Room for your battery. Your wires get bundled up and tied up so that they're out of your way, leaving the entire hatch area open for space for whatever you want to fit in there, of course. On mine, I've mounted my Dragonfly. I'm going to switch this over to a macro here. There we go. Got the Dragonfly mounted on the ram tubes. We're using the Yak Attack tracks for the rails in here. On my boat, I've put in a bungee here so I would have a place to tuck items out of the way. We've got pad eyes on here for attachment points. Here is the rudder control, and I'll show you that here a little bit later, but nothing special about that. Of course, got to have the compass when you're venturing out on those foggy days. Here's something new that I'm going to show that I haven't introduced to anybody yet. And this is going to be a flat deck area, a pod that's going to basically come with a kayak. We're hoping to have this thing molded in the same color, but this is just a mock-up, something I cut up to get an idea of what it would be like, and so far I love it. Lots of room in there for it. So the kayak comes with two flush mount rod holders. You'll notice on this, these are angled back for trolling position, the 30-degree flush mounts. Originally we were putting the straight up and down ones in, and the 90 degrees, and those were fine, but they brought it awful close to the seat, and some people didn't like that. Good for keeping a gaff or whatever, but then I use the bait tank, and that gives me plenty of room for that. Another option in this area in here is you can mount the flush mount type rod holders for mounting your Scotties or Rams or whichever type you prefer. I like the flush mount, and I mount this angled flush mount forward so that its rod tip is forward where I can see it, and it also makes it a quick, easy access point to drop your rod in if you got a fish on and you're de-hooking it. So back here I put my bait tank in for quick access for the battery and for the switch. I put that on a separate battery back here for the bait pump, so it's isolated from my fish finder. Been playing around with the rudder on this. This was started out with the original Sea Dog rudder, and changed the blade a little bit on this, but basically it's the same rudder, only we put this on a quick release pin. We're using Dyneema cable now instead of the stainless steel cable. It seems to be a lot slicker and easier to run. This cable runs through and around a couple of guide rollers to the front handle up there. I'm playing around with a couple different pulleys on this also, just to help this thing retract, pop up and down. Love that little feature on it. A couple other changes I made on this, and also features I want to point out, is the ability to be able to lay your rod down so your reel is inside the cargo well area. It goes right there where the paddle keeper is, and I put a little tube up here at the front to tuck the tip into. keep it tucked in if you're going up underneath the trees is handy, or if you're coming in on the surf and you don't want it flailing around and you're really worried about it and didn't want to put it up inside. In other words, this becomes the place where you put your paddle. It's got a nice recessed flat area in there, and everybody's seen that before, I'm sure. Don't know what else to tell you about this. New hatches, of course. I've had this out for a few months now. Very watertight. I absolutely love that change. And that's about, here's a couple more little fun things you can put on here. They do have these, Select Designs offers this ruler. The self-adhesive ruler thing really bonds on there nicely. Oh, here's something I haven't pointed out. The whole back side of this, we left smooth. No texturing in here, specifically for stickers. It's always very difficult trying to get a sticker to adhere on there when you've got all that texturing on it. So, am I missing anything? Nothing I could think of. Over here is one of the basic rigged G2s. I mean, not totally basic. This is set up for pedaling. We've got the adapter pod in it. And we're going to conclude this episode now because I'm getting far beyond the scope of what I wanted to talk to you about. So, thanks for watching.